Third, a democratic transition that is peaceful, inclusive, and just. President Jalil has just reaffirmed the Transitional National Council's commitment to these principles. And the United Nations will play a central role in coordinating international support for this effort. We all know what is needed: a transition that is timely. New laws and a constitution that uphold the rule of law, political parties, and a strong civil society. And, for the first time in Libyan history, free and fair elections. True democracy, however, must flow from its citizens. So as Libyans rightly seek justice for past crimes, let it be done in a spirit of reconciliation, and not reprisals and violence. As Libyans draw strength from their faith, a religion rooted in peace and tolerance, let there be a rejection of violent extremism, which offers nothing but death and destruction. As Libyans rebuild, let those efforts tap the experience of all those with the skills to contribute. Including the many Africans in Libya. And as Libyans forge a society that is truly just. Let it enshrine the rights and role of women at all levels of society. For we know that the nations that uphold the human rights of all people especially their women, are ultimately more successful and more prosperous. Which brings me to the final area where the world must stand with Libya, and that is restoring prosperity. For too long, Libya's vast riches were stolen and squandered. Now that wealth must serve its rightful owners. The Libyan people. As sanctions are lifted, as the United States and the international community unfreeze more Libyan assets, and as the country's oil production is restored, the Libyan people deserve a government that is transparent and accountable. And bound by the Libyan students and entrepreneurs who have forged friendships in the United States. We intend to build new partnerships to help unleash Libya's extraordinary potential. Now, none of this will be easy. After decades of iron rule by one man, it will take time to build the institutions needed for a democratic Libya. I'm sure there will be days of frustration, there will be days when progress is slow. There will be days when some begin to wish for the old order and its illusion of stability. And some in the world may ask, can Libya succeed? But if we have learned anything these many months, it is this. Don't underestimate the aspirations and the will of the Libyan people. So I want to conclude by speaking directly to the people of Libya. Your task may be new, the journey ahead may be fraught with difficulty. But everything you need to build your future already beats in the heart of your nation. It's the same courage you summoned on that first February day. The same resilience that brought you back out the next day and the next, even as you lost family and friends. And the same unshakable determination with which you liberated Benghazi, broke the siege of Misrata. And have fought through the coastal plain and the western mountains. It's the same unwavering conviction that said, There's no turning back, our sons and daughters deserve to be free. In the days after Tripoli fell, people rejoiced in the streets and pondered the roll ahead, and one of those Libyans said, "We have this chance now to do something good for our country, a chance we have dreamed of for so long." So, to the Libyan people, this is your chance. And today the world is saying, with one unmistakable voice, we will stand with you as you seize this moment of promise. As you reach for the freedom, the dignity, and the opportunity that you deserve. So, congratulations. And thank you very much. Barack Obama. Address on UN Security Council sanctions against Iran. Delivered June 9, 2010. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Today, the United Nations Security Council voted overwhelmingly to sanction Iran for its continued failure to live up to its obligations. This resolution will put in place the toughest sanctions ever faced by the Iranian government. And it sends an unmistakable message about the international community's commitment to stopping the spread of nuclear weapons. For years, the Iranian government has failed to live up to its obligations under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. It has violated its commitments to the International Atomic Energy Agency. It has ignored UN Security Council. Resolutions. And while Iran's leaders hide behind outlandish rhetoric, their actions have been deeply troubling. Indeed, when I took office just over 16 months ago, Iranian intransigence was well established. Iran had gone from 0 centrifuges spinning to several thousand. And the international community was divided about how to move forward. Yet this day was not inevitable. We made clear from the beginning of my administration that the United States was prepared to pursue diplomatic solutions to address the concerns over Iranian nuclear programs. I extended the offer of engagement on the basis of mutual interest and mutual respect. And together with the United Kingdom, with Russia, China, and Germany, we sat down with our Iranian counterparts. We offered the opportunity of a better relationship between Iran and the international community. 1. That reduced Iran's political isolation, and increased its economic integration with the rest of the world. In short, we offered the Iranian government the prospect of a better future for its people. If and only if it lives up to its international obligations. So there is no double standard at play here. We've made it clear, time and again, that we respect Iran's right. Like all countries, to access peaceful nuclear energy. That is a right embedded in the NPT, a treaty that has to serve as the safeguard against a world in which more nations acquire the world's most deadly weapons, and international law is treated as an empty promise. That NPT treaty was signed by all the parties involved, and it is a treaty that the United States has sought to strengthen from the day I took office, including through our own commitments to reduce America's nuclear arsenal. So let me repeat, we recognize Iran's rights. But with those rights come responsibilities. And time and again, the Iranian government has failed to meet those responsibilities. Iran concealed a nuclear enrichment facility in Qom that raised serious questions about the nature of its program. Iran further violated its own obligations under UN Security Council resolutions to suspend uranium enrichment. Instead, they're enriching up to 20%. It has failed to comply fully with IAEA's requirements. Indeed, Iran is the only NPT signatory in the world, the only one that cannot. Convince the IAEA that its nuclear program is intended for peaceful purposes. That's why the international community was compelled to impose these serious consequences. These are the most comprehensive sanctions that the Iranian government has faced. They will impose restrictions on Iran's nuclear activities. Its ballistic missile program, and, for the first time, its conventional military. They will put a new framework in place to stop Iranian smuggling. And crack down on Iranian banks and financial transactions. They target individuals, entities, and institutions, including those associated with the Revolutionary Guard that have supported Iran's nuclear program. And prospered from illicit activities at the expense of the Iranian people. And we will ensure that these sanctions are vigorously enforced. Just as we continue to refine and enforce our own sanctions on Iran alongside our friends and our allies. The strong resolution that was passed today benefited from strong international support. In voting for it, we were joined by nations from Asia, Africa, Europe, and Latin America, including Russia and China. And these sanctions show the united view of the international community that a nuclear arms race in the Middle East is in nobody's interest. And that nations must be held accountable for challenging the global non-proliferation regime. The Iranian government must understand that true security will not come through the pursuit of nuclear weapons. True security will come through adherence to international law and the demonstration of its peaceful intent. We know that the Iranian government will not change its behavior overnight. But today's vote demonstrates the growing costs that will come with Iranian intransigence. And I want to be clear, these sanctions do not close the door on diplomacy. Iran continues to have the opportunity to take a different and better path. I would like nothing more than to reach the day when the Iranian government fulfills its international obligations, a day when these sanctions are lifted, previous sanctions are lifted. And the Iranian people can finally fulfill the greatness of the Iranian nation. Indeed, these sanctions are not directed at the Iranian people. As I said in Cairo, for decades the Iranian government has defined itself in opposition to my country. But faced with the opportunity to find a new way forward, one that would benefit its own people. The Iranian government has chosen instead to remain a prisoner of the past.